So during vaginal dilation, we have a number of chemical mediators, such as the phospholipids or fatty chemical messengers, which you mentioned, and they get released from the epithelial cells or the surface cells, which are the ones that are stimulated physically. And when that happens, they lead to the pathway of signal amplification. In other words, increasing the stimulation, and that, of course, will all go to the brain. And we've mentioned a couple of chemical names and mediators. So we've got the phosphatidylcholines.
Yes.
Now, a lot of this is found in normal cells anyway, but they get further released upon the stimulation that occurs. We've got a bunch of other things as well, such as the lysophosphatidic acids as well, I believe. And of course, I think it's easy to go through a lot of these messages, but in short, the take-home message is that the body is very much equipped to then sending someone down that pathway in a positive feedback loop, to then, of course, lead to the whole process of activation in the brain.
That's fascinating. So, what do you want to say?
So, you need to think of them as a conduction gel. It's how the conduction of this phospholipid was at the neurons. You've got 8,000 nerve endings that are stimulated, and the conductive gel that promotes the sensitivity and amplify the sensation to be carried out by these neurons and nerve endings up to the brain.
Yeah.
So it stimulates a muscle contraction, the rhythmic release, and eventually we're going to talk about the love muscles, which are the pelvic muscles in contraction, rhythmic contraction, which are called the love muscles. And when this is all activated, it becomes a symphony of all these instruments playing for an amazing finale. And that's the aim of the role. How can you stimulate all the sensors and the releases and the electromechanical waves? We cannot take it lightly, as you mentioned, about the clitoris only.
So it's almost like an orchestra and an operatic singer, which could be the actual person making the noises. As sticking with your analogy, Dr. Mike.
That's
It's
so
certainly
true.
what it is.
So, my understanding now, with the vaginal pacemaker, which you've explained a little bit about, is activated. When that's activated and the orgasm finally occurs, what's the hormonal cocktail that gets released? What gets released then?
Well, again, there are multiple messengers, and I think it's very easy to get bogged down with those particular things. However, the key ones are as follows. We've got oxytocin, which is the bonding or the love hormone. We've got endorphins, which are pleasure hormones that get released, and they get released during all sorts of activities, not just during intercourse or sexual arousal. We've got prolactin, again, people may have heard the term, and that's typically related to women who breastfeed as well, and the bonding that occurs during that period. We've got vasopressin, which is from the...
Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Mike Shinoda from Sydney, Australia, and I am thrilled to introduce you to my book, Unleash the Mysteries of Female Orgasms. This book is more than just a guide. It's a recipe for unlocking the profound depths of female pleasure and sexual wellness. I have dedicated my career to empowering individuals and couples to rediscover intimacy and confidence. So whether you're looking to enrich your relationship, overcome challenges, or simply understand yourself better, this book is your guide. So what are you waiting for? It's available on my website and major retailers. Let's transform the conversation around intimacy together.
I'm going to go back to you. My knowledge is about 30 years old almost. It's from the brain, but it can be the kidneys as well. Is that right?
That's right. It's mostly from the kidney.
Yes.
But it's the emotional expression and impression that the brain maintains within the amygdala and the hypothalamus and the limbic system.
And I think it's also ADH. It's the same thing, isn't it? Antidiuretic hormone. Gosh, that's going back
Yes.
3 decades now. And of course, we mustn't forget serotonin as well,
Love serotonin.
which is, of course, the happiness.
Mood,
thing.
the good
The mood,
mood,
yes.
yes.
And a lot of people may have heard of that hormone simply because people who are depressed in life, there are medications, as we all know well, and certainly as you would do, that can affect the balance and the availability of serotonin as well.
The SSRI is a very common antidepressant that
Correct.
happens to a lot of people. Yes. So,
So all these hormones is like fuels that maintain, rectify your immune system, your happiness system. In my opinion, it's the best antidepressants. Using
Absolutely.
endorphin, the serotonin, doesn't have to come in a pill.
No.
But this is how the body's built. This is how our happiness is. And I don't want to go about sex deprivation and effects on our mood and our happiness, but it's a fact. And it's like exercise. It's exercise releasing your own endorphin, serotonin for your own happiness. It's a form of exercise. It's but added to the psychology of attachment, the psychology of love and emotions. So all these fuels that achieve the best results for your body function. So we are meant to have a great orgasm for great optimizing the most sensible and sensitive body organs, from your immune system to your happiness system, and this is how we are built.
Do you know, we've intimated, pun intended with that word, of course, about the benefits beyond just orgasm, as you very correctly said, in terms of emotional resetting, in terms of stress de-escalation, and also other things as well. I think the benefits are a lot more than just that snapshot single episode. So yeah, and in fact on blood pressure as well, actually.
that's
I think.
right.
Yep.
Creating that intimacy for everybody. You know, there's nothing, the release for an orgasm, it's like a release from stress and tension, and it makes people feel good and relaxed, and it's quite euphoric, really. And there should really be more of it. So I think it's fantastic that people are learning more about how this bodily function works, and understanding it is quite a critical sort of pathway to improving their health and well-being.
And I love it when you said more of it,
Oh, yes.
right? And more of it, right?
And more of
So I sing at the opera house, and the master says to me, Mike, you are great, but you have to practice more of it. Okay, it doesn't matter how good you are.
That's
It's about do more of it. Okay, so you've got the talent. Just enjoy it all.